What is the biggest regret you have in your life? What is the one thing you wish you had done differently in order to make your life different? What is the one thing you think you could have done better that you know you failed at? Welcome back to the Brewed for Life podcast. It's the week after Christmas, and we're just going to roll right into New Year's and regrets and find out what it is that we all could be doing better to make this upcoming year the best possible year that you could have. Regrets. I guess that's the one word and the one thing that is synonymous with New Year's. Every year, everybody has these New Year resolutions of, I'm going to change this and I'm going to change that. And my life is going to be different this way. And these are the things that I'm going to give up. And these are the things I'm going to try to change. But I think everybody should probably take the opportunity to really look at regrets. Not like the things that you think you want to do to make yourself healthier, though you want to be better with money. I think if we all took the opportunity to look back and look at the things that we really did as individuals that made an impact on what shaped our future and what shaped who we are today, then I think that that would be a great place to start going into 2026. Regrets are single-handedly, for me, one of the things that I think I really need to get better at. I regret some of the decisions I made when I was younger. I regret how I handled a bunch of things in my adult life. I regret not making the decision to put my life on the path it is now sooner. I think a lot of people look back at their lives and wish that they had taken opportunities that were in front of them, or wish that they could rewind their life and redo different things that could have shaped their future and shaped where they are in a different manner. I wish I treated people nicer. I wish that I had made and taken opportunities that were put in front of me when I was young. Now, I understand that if I had taken those opportunities, I would not be in the place I am now. And to be honest, like as much as I wish I had taken those opportunities just to be able to experience them, I wouldn't change where I am in my life right now for anything, for nothing. I have a great wife and a great partner. I have two beautiful boys that I love very much, and I wouldn't change that for anything. Well, I would change the way that I treated people when I was younger. I was a very egotistical, arrogant, self-centered, fuck you, hooray for me kind of a person when I was younger. I didn't give a shit about what I said to anybody at any given time. And I would absolutely change that if I could and change the direction that my life went in at that point. I say that because I probably hurt people. I'd be willing to bet that I hurt people absolutely. Physically, probably not so much. Emotionally, yes. I didn't give a fuck what I said when I said it. And I definitely said some things that were nasty and mean and whatever else to people at different times throughout my life. I took a stance at different times where maybe I just said what I wanted to say and didn't give a shit about whether or not how, it affected anybody or how it was received or any of those kind of things. It probably significantly impacted the future within my work. It definitely impacted the future of the relationships that I have with people now. I realized it at different points. Now going into when I'm going to be 48 in June, I don't know if I could repair some of those things, but I think it's definitely probably a good decision for me that if an opportunity ever arose for me to apologize and be genuine about that apology for where I probably could have made a better decision. I regret the path it took to get me to where I am. I definitely could have made a better decision. I definitely made decisions that most people would frown upon. Like it's not a good idea to stay one in a place that you are not genuinely happy. And it is wrong to make decisions outside of that relationship, seeing somebody else, talking to other people, doing those things while you're in an active relationship. Like that's not the best course to take. It did get me to where I am now. And I am, like I said, I am happier than hell being where I'm at. I just think that if I had taken the time to acknowledge that I wasn't happy and all the things that were in that relationship that were affecting me as an individual, I probably could have made a better decision and gotten on the path to where I am sooner which would have allowed me to be happier long. It probably, not probably, definitely would have made my relationship now better than it is because we wouldn't have to have gone through the struggles that we went through before we got to where we are. There's the side of it with friends. Like maybe if I had been nicer, maybe if I had been more receptive, maybe if I didn't brush everything off like it was everybody else's problem and not mine and everybody else's bad decisions that ruined friendships. And, I'm willing to bet that a lot of it was probably me. I'm not gonna say 100% of it was me because I don't know. I haven't had conversations with everybody to determine that, but I'm willing to bet that at least 60% of it was my failure. It was my inept ability to face that I had fucked up and put the blame on others. I regret working so much, not being able to be a part of my oldest son's life as much as I wanted to be. I have a great relationship with him, but I did. I missed a lot of sporting things. I missed a lot of practices. I regret a lot of that. And as I had talked about previously, I'm not going to miss that now. I regret my dad not being more open and aware as he was as he got older when he was younger. I regret not building that relationship with him sooner. I regret not being able to have those conversations with him that I hope and maybe would have shaped him to be different. I don't know. Like those are active, those are honest, those are real things that I wish I could have changed. And rolling into 2026, this year, I don't want to have any more of those regrets. So if it means that things that I want to do that I don't want to add to that regret list happen this year, then they're going to happen this year. And if it means that this year has to be a shaping year where I face all of those regrets and I actively work on changing how they finished and be more self-aware as to the impact that I had on those and try to make amends for them. That's what my 2026 is gonna look like. I wanna be I don't wanna have any regrets of not doing everything I could to make as much friggin' money this year as I possibly could have in my job. I don't wanna look back at it and say, "Well, maybe if you had focused a little bit more, you did this and did that." That's not gonna happen this year. I'm gonna be as active and as driven and as forthright in making sure that I put myself and my family on the highest trajectory that I could possibly get them on. Taking no for an answer is not gonna be one of those things. At work, you can't always take no for an answer, but you have to be able to find a way to maneuver around the no and find a way to get a yes. And for me, that's a tough thing to do because I respect people's boundaries too much when it comes to work. I would much rather be a partner in their growth than to be that guy that just could sell them anything under the sun. And it doesn't necessarily help them, but it helps me. So I got to find that happy balance this year. And I don't want to look back at it. And like I said, I don't want to regret that I didn't try to do that. What is your regrets? What are the things that you want to actively change going into this year? Is it you want to be a better parent? You want to be a better friend? You want to be a better worker? You want to actually do the things that you have always wanted to do this year. What are those things going to look like? Is it going to be that glamorous vacation that you've always wanted to take? Because Audrey and I talked about a lot of vacations and a lot of different things last year, and we didn't get to do any of them. Like we got to do a wedding this year, and not a wedding per se, but we're going to have a big celebratory thing where we, invite our friends and family to come and hang out and celebrate the fact that we are now husband and wife, and we want people to be a part of that. We also want to take some kind of a vacation this year. Like regret not doing enough stuff for us. Us building this relationship in a non-traditional manner, building our relationship while each one of us was in another relationship and missing out on a lot of things. So we didn't get to take a lot of the extra dates and going on all these extra vacations and doing all these things together as a couple before we had our little guy. And I want to try to start to incorporate more of that into what our life looks like. Because, like I keep seeing these things that like every 7 days you should have a date with your partner and every 7 weeks you should be able to get away at least for a night. And every 7 months you should be able to take some kind of a vacation for a long weekend or one of those things with just your significant other. And I believe that. I think that Like some of the things that we missed out on, like they really do help build the foundation of your relationship. And I don't want to have any of those regrets going into, the end of next year. I want to be able to look at it and say, um, you know, this was our best year yet. And I want to be able to say that as a couple every year going forward. This was our best year yet. Last year was amazing. This year is going to be better. I want us to be able to grab the bull by the horns and really, really shape where the course of our life is going to go and the course of our relationship. I don't want to be one of those couples that becomes roommates and friends and like we just kind of go in and out through our relationship. I don't ever want to lose the spark that her and I have. And that's something that I very much hold dear to my heart because I've never had a relationship like this. I've never been as happy in a relationship as I am with her. And I don't want that to go away. So this year is, like I said, is going to start to build that. And we are going to make every effort possible to make sure that we get to enjoy those times. We have some really great friends around us. I want to be able to go on vacation and celebrate and enjoy life together with these people because that's a regret I have in my life that as in my adult life, I haven't done enough of that. People that I have hold dear and great friends and people that are great friends to us in our relationship. I want to be able to go out on a vacation and do things as a group of friends and laugh and joke and build memory. I've never done it in my lifetime except for when I was young and single and we have done it a few times with my oldest mom and stepdad and we have really enjoyed those times. I want to bring in some of the other people that are extremely important to us and be able to celebrate those things and give not just ourselves but our kids memories where they know that family isn't just from blood, that family comes from your closest friends. And there's that old saying that, family isn't necessarily blood derived. It family can be anything. And we have some really great people around us, some really close friends that we consider to be family. And I want to build those relationships even more in this coming year. I want them to really understand how important they are to us, how important that relationship is to us. And that's what our 2026 is going to look like. For the first time in my life, I am extremely happy. I have very little stress. I am probably the healthiest I've been in a long time. Um, and I am seeing things in more of a clear fashion than I have seen and than I have felt ever in my life. And I want this life to be better than any life I've ever had. And that comes from, like I said, not having any of those regrets, really building the foundation of those relationships and loving every second of my life and celebrating and enjoying things that I have always wanted to do and having my best friend, my wife, be by my side while I get to do these things. I just I'm excited about this upcoming year. I'm excited about all the opportunities. I can't there's not words to express what all of that means to me. I love you guys for listening. Please jump on, check out the shorts and stuff on TikTok because I'm really trying to build that base. So any of you, please jump on and check that out. As always, check out the Instagram pages, Baines Brewing and Brewed for Life podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please jump in. Let me know what you think. Send me some DMs. Let me know what you think, what you feel. I just Let me know what your New Year's is going to look like. Let me know what you want out of this coming year. And I hope you have a happy and safe New Year's. And as always, we'll talk to you guys next week.